Because of the macabre premise, Laid Season 1 includes 21 deaths that range from shocking to laughably ridiculous, adding comedy to Ruby's horrific situation. The dark comedy show, which holds a 96% Rotten Tomatoes score, is based on an Australian show of the same name. The Peacock show follows Ruby Yao, a 33-year-old woman who figures out that all her exes are dying in the order that she slept with them. She and her best friend AJ set out to track the deaths, figure out what's causing them, and warn the upcoming victims. However, this becomes difficult with Ruby's active sex life and high body count. To keep track of everyone involved, AJ creates a sex timeline that outlines everyone Ruby slept with, their background, when they had sex, what specific acts they did, and any identifying details about their genitalia. Throughout the series, they update the board, adding new information that comes up, such as their manner of death. This makes it easy to keep track of the men and women dying. By the end of the dark comedy, all but 3 of Ruby's past sexual partners have bitten the dust. 14. David, Ruby's first sexual partner. Before Laid Season 1, Episode 1, Brandon from college. 13. Zosia Mamet's AJ standing in front of the sex timeline in Laid. Ruby had sex for the first time with her high school boyfriend David, who fingered her at prom. Though he's never shown on screen, David is painted as one of Ruby's better exes. She describes him as sweet, and she can't remember why exactly they broke up. Based on Ruby's voicemails while calling him, they had a bit where Ruby would leave messages on his machine pretending to be different celebrities. Unfortunately, she learns through a phone call that David died of sepsis. Even though she only learns about his death at the end of Laid Season 1, Episode 1, he actually died before Brandon. This revelation helps AJ realize that Ruby's exes are dying in the order that she slept with them. Brandon Rafferty from college. Laid Season 1, Episode 1, Brandon from college. The first death that Ruby learns about in Laid is that of her ex-boyfriend, Brandon Rafferty, from college. At first, she doesn't even remember him, but she eventually figures out that he was the man who farted a little bit every time he thrust during sex, leading to the nickname Farty Scorsese. She and AJ also agreed back in school that he looked like a tall Bilbo Baggins. The best friends attend Brandon's funeral only to learn that he was a virgin when he slept with Ruby, and he became obsessed with her after they broke up, even naming his dog after her. Despite their best efforts, AJ and Ruby never figure out how he died, suspecting that a gunshot killed him. 11. Jeffrey, Brandon's best friend. Laid Season 1, Episode 1, Brandon from college. Jeffrey talks to AJ and Ruby at Brandon's wake in Peacock's Laid. At Brandon's funeral, Ruby runs into Brandon's best friend, Jeffrey, with whom she also had sex. The two leave the funeral, but they get into a fight when Ruby tries to kiss him. Jeffrey blames her for ruining his friendship with Brandon back in college, even though he came on to her first. After calling her a terrible person, he stops their Uber and storms away into the street. A driver hits him, sending him flying into the Uber's windshield. This is one of the most shocking and bloodiest on-screen deaths in Laid, setting the tone for the rest of the show. 10. Michael Schloss. Laid Season 1, Episode 2, FB to the T. A plaque at a grave says Michael's name and lifespan in Peacock's Laid. While most of Ruby's ex-sexual partners appear on screen, one of the few characters who isn't shown is Michael Schloss. They don't add any details about him on the sex timeline, so his relationship with Ruby is mysterious. He lived from 1987 to 2024, making him 37 at the time of his death. When talking to the detective about having a stalker, Ruby reveals that he died from anorexia, claiming a stalker might have taken advantage of his illness to kill him. After his death, someone who had his account liked one of Ruby's Instagram posts, which was a paraphrased poem. 9. Robert, the man Ruby thought she'd marry. Laid Season 1, Episode 2, FB to the T. A photo of Robert on the sex timeline has an X made of yarn over top in Peacock's Laid. Of all the people she slept with, Ruby only expresses true love towards 2 of her exes in Laid. Robert is the man who she and her friends thought she would marry. AJ and Ruby never discuss why the duo broke up, but it's clear that Ruby feels heartbroken about losing him. Unfortunately, she goes to his wedding without a +1, which she confronts him about.